Paint that picture again for Braxton in chapter 1, because I want to.
If we need to, we can listen to a rundown of it later. I mean, I can catch up whenever.
You can listen to. We'll listen to my spiel on the actual podcast that we made.
Okay,
and then we'll just start chapter 5 now. But yeah, but if you haven't
right now,
if you're listening to the podcast now and we're in chapter 5, if you haven't heard 1 through 4, go back and listen to it. It's really good. It's not too long. It's really interesting, and I did kind of dive into chapter 1, and that opened my eyes and I'll say this and then we'll get into it. Before we started Revelation, I was thinking in my mind, this is the end. This is the last resort. I wonder if there is a way that if someone only gets the end, they only get the last bit, is there a way that they can see Jesus? Is there a way that they can see salvation? Is there a way they can see what I think is crazy important that gets overlooked? Is there a way that they can see the Trinity? Is there a way that they could come to Christ at the very end, just in Revelation? In chapter 1, hit it on the head. You can do everything. You see the Trinity. You see Jesus. You see there's a plan of salvation hidden within 1 and 2. You can, I mean, if the Lord's speaking to you as you're reading this book, this is all you need. I'm not saying that you just read Revelation. Of course not. But if you're reading Revelation when this is happening, you don't have time. You read this. Everything you need is here, and it's incredible. Revelation is incredible. I'm excited about chapter 5. Like I said, if you haven't heard 1 through 4, go back and listen to that. It's really interesting, not too long. So we'll get into this. It's pretty good.
All right.
So while we start that,
go ahead, dude.
I'm gonna grab this because I didn't bring another version.
Oh, that's King James too. What do you need? What do you want?
Anything else? Just you keep that.
Yeah,
just
keep that back.
I was just gonna have a couple different versions here.
Sure, absolutely.
Just get on your phone.
Yeah, I could get it on my phone, but I like the pages.
Hold on. Let's see.
ESV, NIV, CSV, it doesn't matter.
I can pull up ESV on here just to have it.
The Hawaiian Pidgin version, whatever that's called.
David's going to get the 40 Bibles he has in the shelf over there.
So you got my personal favorite, honestly, the Christian Standard for Bible.
CSB.
And Wes Holman, and this is. Does that say NLT or NIV?
NLT.
NLT.
New language. No, what's that?
New Living.
New Living Translation.
New Living Translation.
This is going to be so good. Yep, so if you're here and you're ready, I'm ready. David's not ready.
I'm ready. Dang it, David.
I'm ready. Well, kind of.
All right, so I guess I'll just start reading in chapter 5. And
all right, you want to go?
Let's do this.
You read a verse. Bryson reads a verse, and I read a verse, or what, how do you want to do this?
That's going to get pretty back and forth. You got to think about if you're listening to this.
Yeah, you go, Luke, you want to go 1 through 5. David, you go 6 through 10. I'll go 11 through 14.
Just read 5 at a time.
Is that good?
Pretty much, yeah.
Is that good? Okay.
Yeah, we'll do that. So if you're listening to this, we're going to be going back and forth, reading 5 verses at a time. We'll probably stop along the way. It's going to be pretty good. Let's do it. So, Revelation chapter 5, verse 1 says this: Then I saw in the right hand of the one seated on the throne a scroll with writing on the inside and on the back, sealed with 7 seals. I also saw a mighty angel proclaiming in a loud voice, "Who is worthy to open the scroll and break its seals?" But no one in heaven or on earth or under the earth was able to open the scroll or even look in it. And I cried, because no one was found worthy to open the scroll or even to look in it. Then one of the elders said to me, "Stop crying. Look, the Lion from the tribe of Judah, the root of David, has been victorious, so that he may open the scroll and its 7 seals." There's a song that we do at church a lot.
Yep.
I was thinking about that one.
And this
Yep.
is the scripture that it comes from. What's the name of the song?
Good stuff.
I would love to know that if I could remember.
Is he worthy?
Yep. Yeah, is he worthy? Yeah.
That's it. And
Great song, by the way.
Is that a Christmas song, pretty much, technically?
We've played it, like, not Christmas time, so I don't think it really is.
Yeah, so is he worthy? Listen to that song if you want to hear a little bit about this. But yeah, so I'll stop at 5. We'll pick up with 6. You can go ahead and read that.
Okay. Then I saw a lamb looking as if it had been slain, standing in the center of the throne, encircled by the 4 living creatures and the elders. He had 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of God sent out into all the earth. He came and took the scroll from the right hand of him who sat on the throne. And when he had taken it, the 4 living creatures and the 24 elders fell down before the Lamb. Each one had a harp, and they were holding golden bowls full of incense, which are prayers of the saints. And they sang a new song. Excuse me. And they sang a new song. You are worthy to take the scroll and to open its seals, because you were slain, and with your blood you purchased men for God, and every tribe and language and people and nation. You have made them to be a kingdom and priests to serve our God, and they will reign on the earth.
Verse 11. Then I looked and I heard the voice of many angels around the throne, and the living creatures and the elders, and the number of them was myriads and myriads of myriads and thousands of thousands, saying with a loud voice, "Worthy is the Lamb that was slain to receive power and riches and wisdom and might and honor and glory and blessing." And every created thing which is in heaven and on earth and under the earth and on the sea and all things in them, I heard saying, "To him who sits on the throne of the Lamb be blessing and honor and glory and dominion forever and ever." And the 4 living creatures kept saying, "Amen." And the elders fell down and worshipped.
And I want to say this real quick. When I was reading verse 11, or when you were reading verse 11 and 12, it says, "Then I looked and I heard the voice of many angels sing."
Yep.
And then the first part of 12, it says, "In a loud voice they sang, Worthy is the Lamb." It reminded me of another song called "I Will Rise" by Chris Tomlin. And in the bridge it sings, and I hear the voices of many angels sing, "Worthy is the Lamb." So that was kind of fun to think of.
Verse 11 is pretty good. When it says, then I looked and heard the voices of many angels around the throne, and also of the living creatures and of the elders. Their number was countless thousands of thousands. So, think about this. Here's another picture for you.
I love it. I love pictures.
Here you have. Then I looked and heard the voices of many angels around the throne. So the throne that we talked about in verse 4 or chapter 4. Is that what we were talking about? The throne? It was emerald.
Yeah. Because remember, it's referring to the throne
Ruby.
of Ezekiel 1.
Yeah.
Prophecy.
Yes. Was it chapter 4?
4.
3 or 4. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
So think about this. So we're at the throne. We're still at the same throne. And around this throne, we've looked and we've heard the voice of many angels.
Yep.
Not just many angels. Also of the living creatures and of the elders. Think about this. Plus their numbers were countless. So first, their numbers are countless.
Endless.
Already endless. Plus thousands of thousands. Not thousands of thousands, then endless. It's already something that's never going to end.
Never going in. Yeah.
Plus thousands of thousands. So, are these angels and these elders and these living creatures eternity? So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? They're the same as eternity. Because we have endless, countless. There's no end. There will never be an end to the amount of angels, elders, and living creatures around this throne.
Okay. So what you're saying is like eternity is not a thing, is in a way.
Eternity isn't a
Right.
physical thing that you
Exactly.
can.
Yes.
You'll never
We
get
can't
there.
understand it.
I don't know if you've ever heard this analogy. If I take half a step, if I stand up right now, and I take a half a step towards that wall,
Okay.
and then I take from there, I go halfway to the wall again, and then I go halfway to the wall again. It's gonna get to the point where I can't even take a step, because I'll never get to the wall.
Right.
I'll never get there because
Gotcha.
I'll get to a minuscule amount that I can't even comprehend. If you take
Right.
halfway every time, you'll never get there.
Okay.
Countless plus thousands of thousands. Think about eternity. Half a step forever. You'll never.
Deep.
You can't get to the end. And it's kind of like a picture here. Obviously, it's not. It just came to me. It's not like it's the same thing. Obviously, this isn't talking about eternity, but eternity is the same way. Listen to this in verse 12. They say with a loud voice, "The Lamb who was slaughtered is worthy to receive power and riches and wisdom and strength and honor and glory and blessing." And it's where we go back to 12. It says, "The Lamb who was slaughtered is worthy to receive power, riches, wisdom, strength, honor, glory, and blessing." In the end, the Lamb who was slaughtered will receive power, riches, wisdom, strength, honor, glory, and blessing. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
It's crazy. It's good stuff.
I do.
Good stuff. We got to the end of this chapter. What do you think of the overview of 5? What do you think?
Over, Bryson, go ahead. I have several things, but go ahead, Bryson.
I mean,
Go ahead, Bryson.
me being musically inclined, I really enjoyed reading verses that goes along with songs we sing in church. Because I mean, I knew the verses from the songs were somewhere, but I never dig into my Bible enough to find out where they are, and I thought that was a fun thing for me. I got tickled about that.
And what's crazy is there is so many of those. Like,
Yeah.
just personally, that just of the stuff that we've done, dude. We've come across so many
Yes.
scriptural songs. Like, with the songs we sing, I'm like, oh, wow, well, you read about that before. Or
I feel like most of them are going to be in Psalms, though. But
there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
A lot of them in Psalms. I actually personally didn't know that was in 5. I didn't pick that up when I read it the first time. But I was reading in this commentary that's in this particular Bible, 5:11 through 14. This scene looks ahead to the time when every knee will bow and every tongue should confess that Jesus Christ is Lord, to the glory of God the Father.
Coming soon to a city near you.
I'm pretty sure that's in a song too. Like, if I think about it for a minute, I'll probably think of the name of the song.
But chapter 6 is going to be really good because we break down the 7 seals.
Do we have time to put 6 on?
Yeah, I have time for 6. We can go ahead and do 6 in the same video if you want to go ahead and do that. You can just label it 5 and 6.